Yo, 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 what is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? My name is Jamal Pope, aka J Phoenix, and we're going to be talking about this moon in Gemini while the sun is in Libra for October 2025. In particular, Friday the 10th through technically the 12th, although it's going to be really early Sunday morning when the moon actually shifts into its home sign of Cancer. So by the time that you guys watch this, the moon's already going to be at like 11, 12 degrees of Gemini. So I do apologize for not getting it out earlier, but I feel like this is obviously going to still be applicable. So let's just dive into this. Well, kind of continuing off the last few videos, we're still in release mode until we hit that new moon in Libra. Now the moon is in Gemini, and in respect to the sun, that's going to be the ninth house. The ninth house is all about education, travel, but it's also about our beliefs. And with it being a Gemini, this is about the beliefs about our local community, our local environment, siblings even. What is readily available, our proximity, our peripheral, if you will. And this is about how we're going to be reacting and responding more in those ways. About what do we believe about our community? What do we believe about the people around us in our neighborhood, right? And because, like I said, that Sun's in Libra looking to find some type of balance and harmony, can we find balance and harmony with these people? Can we actually build bridges with people that we probably are wondering if we can get along with? I think it's kind of sad that we live in a world where we don't know our neighbors anymore. We are more familiar with people that may live hundreds of thousands of miles away, but we don't really know our next door neighbor. And I think that that's actually pretty sad, that we've gotten to that point as in humanity. Now, the ruler of Gemini, Mercury, is over here in Scorpio, right? And in respect to this Mercury, that actually will put this moon in the eighth house. So I think one of the things that we have to look at is that in order for us to start to climb out of some of the socio, I guess you could say socioeconomic, but I would just say that the way that we even just relate to each other. I think in order for us to kind of climb out of some of these weird psychological holes that we find ourselves in, is that we have to realize that we're all sharing this place, we're all sharing this environment, we're all sharing this world, and the energy that we put out is going to come back to us. I think this is about not superimposing the environment of the internet and the interwebs onto our local communities and stuff like that, and have us to this point where we are so fractured, where we're so in such disharmony that we can't trust anybody around us. And that's not really a place that we want to go to, especially right now. Like, if I don't want to get like conspiratorial or anything like that, but like the people in suits aren't going to come and help us. Let's just be real. The people in suits aren't going to come and help us. It's not. We can get so lost in like the games. We can get so lost in the battle of he versus she, red versus blue. Like I said, Mercury is here in Scorpio. It's with Mars. We have to try and find this deeper resolve, but there's always going to be a psychological edge to it when it comes to Scorpio, a deeper emotional edge where we can ice people out and build this fortress around ourselves emotionally to where no one can even reach us. And we all do that in some degree. We need to be careful while this moon is in Gemini because it's in great aspect to the sun. It's going to be trining it. It tried Pluto. It conjuncted Uranus on the way to this trine with the sun. So it's in a harmonious aspect. It's not even in a bad place. But it's about what are the stories that we are telling ourselves. The Sagittarius is all about stories, and of course Gemini is the messenger. What are the stories that we are telling ourselves about our immediate proximity, the people in our neighborhood? What are we telling ourselves about these stories? What are we telling ourselves? What stories are we telling ourselves about this? And are we disjointed from it? Are we disconnected from it? These are the things that we're going to have to ask ourselves this Friday, and then of course going into this Saturday. Which, of course, Saturday, what happens on Saturday? People are going out, people are doing stuff. I think this is actually a good weekend to go out and do things and actually maybe do something that you haven't done before. If you're not working, maybe go to an event, maybe go to a farmer's market, do something a little bit different where you actually get to meet people in your local community, meet the pillars of your local community. People that you never know. You may end up meeting someone that's owned a restaurant for like that doesn't have to be 15 years, whatever. It could be 5 years, 15, 20. It can be two, but who knows? You may meet someone that is like they sponsor different local events and they do all these different things and you want to get more involved, and that's where we need to head to as humanity. We are far too disjointed and we're far too Understandably so, because the relationships between each other are so broken down because of the inflamed political climate that we have superimposed from the internet, and which always inflames things, which always hyperbolizes things, right? And we think that the real life has to be that way too, and the people that we meet in real life too. When the vast majority of people, I think the thing we have to get out of our head is that you are not going to agree with everybody on every single subject. Is the question that you have to ask yourself is that like keeping that separation or trying to build those bridges of understanding so you can actually like maybe even respectfully disagree with each other, but maybe you find that hey, you're good at this thing, you're good at that skill, let's come together and build something cool. I think that's where we are at right now. It's like, can we get back to the place where, sure, it's okay if we don't agree on the same things and maybe not have the same exact beliefs, but you're cool, you're good at this thing, you're good at that thing, you're cool at this thing, you're pretty cool at that thing. Can we come together? Can we build something? And we actually find some genuine human connection? That's really what the moon of Gemini is meant to bring a lighter energy. It's meant to bring a lighter energy. But will we actually allow ourselves to do so? There's an eighth house influence, like I said, because it is being disposited by Mercury Scorpio. That's Gemini's the eighth house to Scorpio, right? So, like I said, what are the stories that we are telling ourselves about our community, our exact periphery? What is in our immediate environment? What are the stories that we're telling ourselves about it? Is that a place that we have been so afraid to explore? I feel like there's a lot of people that have explored all these other realms that are so far away, but the place that's closest to them, they are so afraid to explore it and see what's actually out there. A lot of times, the answers that we seek are right in front of us. So that's going to do it for your video. I trust that I trust that this message will assist you on your journey for this moon in Gemini. Like I said, I think we are releasing a lot of the inhibitions of connecting to people more locally, more close to home, and releasing this belief that everybody in this particular area has to believe the same thing all the time. Otherwise, you cast people out. And this is how people continue to fracture and fracture more and more and more and more and more. We are experts at doing that as humanity, and we'll probably continue to do that. But is there anywhere where we can sever that repetitive pattern and do something different and new and quite frankly cool? Because the universe wants us to do cool shit again. We haven't really been doing cool shit like we used to. We need to get back to doing cool shit again. But like I said, I trust that this message will assist you on your journey this weekend. Y'all have a blessed one, have a safe one, and I'll see you all for when the moon goes into Cancer. Peace.